And it says we're live.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long before we blow away.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. If you'd like to keep us anchored to North Texas,
We need bigger cargo straps.
no kidding. Arizona came through here last night like it was mad at somebody. Kofi.com, the blanket fort. Air conditioning and keeping us nailed to the ground would be lovely. Thank you. If you like coffee, and who doesn't?
Yeah,
If you don't, I don't want to hear about it. King Harvest Imperial Coffees. Very good for cedar fever, by the way. Helps the decongestions kick in.
Yeah.
King Harvest Imperial Coffees at www.kingharv.com. That was not medical advice. I will say that washing your allergy medicine down with coffee makes it kick in faster.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
if you need a sassy t-shirt, all your sassy t-shirt needs, tinyurl.com/Among the Leaves tees. Both King Harvest and Among the Leaves are friends of ours. If you order from them, please remind them that you heard about it from us.
Yeah. Yeah. Nose is running. Everything else is running. Yeah. Harvest is having another sale right now.
Oh, I can't. When their sales are so good.
I know. I'm just waiting to see what's going on with my friggin' taxes. Let me get the normal announcement out of the way. If you're listening to this later, excuse me. If you wait 24 hours, you get the chat. If you go in before 24 hours after broadcast time, you may or may not get the chat. Usually you don't.
The chat cat has 24 hours to catch up.
Yeah.
Secondary announcement. Two good friends of ours are having medical issues. Kelly Grayson, his insurance company's trying to kill him. And Kat Ainsworth, Kat Stevens, her boobs are trying to kill her. Both of them have Gibson Goes Up. If you could donate to them, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Don't go buy Starbucks. Go donate.
Yeah. Apparently, Kat's rack is trying to murder her. So
yeah. We do have her talking to a couple of different folks that have been through that. So she's getting what I would consider to be good advice
from people who've already been there.
Yeah. And Kelly's Kelly.
It's Kelly. He's having a bilateral. He's had one half of a bilateral knee replacement done. And he's flat on his back with one leg currently 2 inches longer than the other leg.
Yeah.
And he can't work an ambulance. So
yeah, Rick, I know we need to read the chats we're responding to.
I try.
Y'all get your own little world going in the chat, and it's totally disconnected from what we're talking about.
Most of the time, yes. I just realized this shirt looks better in Rita than it does me.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, I just now realized that.
I am not going there. Even though we have no peanut, I'm still not going there.
The old brain fog. I'm on a new medicine. The brain fog's kind of clearing, so I may be less coherent than normal.
Yes, no question that early detection and treatment is crucial.
I had way too many family and close friends come down with breast cancer last year or so. 2 years. I'm done with boob cancer. I really am.
Yeah, it's ugly in more ways than one. Yeah, full of flowers. Yeah, it do have full flowers on
vast tracts of flowers. Wait a minute, that
didn't sound right place even.
I'm sorry. It's better Rita does me.
Yeah. Oh, well, we do appreciate y'all coming in and listening to us.
Don't know why, but
I will apologize for my voice today.
Huh? How many years is this?
Starting the 6th or 7th year. Way too friggin' long.
You guys need hobbies.
Yeah. I apparently kicked off a bunch of people's giggle boxes this morning with my post about Throwback Thursday post about floppy disk and DOS 3.3. So yeah, it's interesting. Well, Johnny, that's good. The brother-in-law's got a lung removed and he's going home. Yeah, Tom, your hobby is an expensive one. Trust me.
That kid can't be 18.
Can he? I guess he is.
No, he's 12. 12 going on 13.
Hell, I remember when Sam was a kid.
Right?
Good God.
The kid can't be 18.
Yeah, antique computing, Rick.
Yeah, AJ. I know. You'll notice I've been working on that. Thank you very much. So
No problem, sir. I always try to follow back people that follow me.
it is kind of polite.
Yeah.
Although I am lacking. With this new medicine, the old mental is kicked into high gear. I'm banging out 2 different posts. One on the difference between a physical stop and a psychological stop, which is way too esoteric for most people on here. And the other one is a rant about the kids.
Yeah, Tom. Sam is grown, married, and buying a house. We're getting old.
Well, I'll just mainline my Geritol and break out the walker. Why don't I?
No, Carlton 331 was not better. My opinion.
So, I triggered a rant because on my Substack that I'm still putting together, because there were a bunch of children, Gen Z or whatever the latest group of bug snipes is, they were losing their minds over the "you will own nothing and be happy" comment made by some idiot at Davos.
Yeah.
They're losing their minds about it. And I find that particularly irksome because they're the generation that doesn't own anything.
Yeah.
They're the generation that likes streaming and using Uber instead of, not owning a car, using Uber.
Not having a driver's license.
Not having a driver's license. Not owning anything. And they're bitching because somebody put into words what their general outlook on life is.
Yeah. Yeah, they got nailed to the wall with that one.
Yeah, I'm working on it because you can't get pissy when somebody's decided that you don't need to own anything when you refuse to own anything. Or just vehicles. They lease vehicles. They don't buy vehicles. When they do have vehicles, they don't lease them. They don't buy them. They lease them.
Yeah.
They're the ones that drive subscription everything. Rita and I buy DVDs. I've got a DVD player I'm trying to keep going because we refuse to stream movies because you don't own the movie when you stream it.
Yep.
So we buy DVDs and hope I can keep that DVD player working.
Yeah, Rick, that's the other thing. They moved to the big city and they rent whatever they can afford. But the same token, it has no parking place and they can't afford the car once they pay the rent.
I don't understand why the hell they're in the big city anyway. Yeah, I keep hearing this from kids that go off and come back, and they're pissy because they had to come back. So they've gone off to the big city, and they tell me about all the stuff that is available to do. And I look at them and say, how often did you do all that stuff? Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
So acres of fine dining and entertainment that you've never used.
Because they can't afford it.
Or they're too damn tired.
No, they can't afford it.
Yeah. But I've got to move to Manhattan because of the cultural scene. How often did you partake of the cultural scene?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. So what good's it doing you? What good's it doing you? I can sit here in small town Texas and enjoy the cultural scene in Manhattan
From a safe distance.
just as well as people in Manhattan that never go to it, and I save 3/4 of my paycheck.
Yep. Rick says, I've got hundreds of DVDs and Blu-rays, even having the original VHS Star Wars set. Han shots, still shoots first. Yep.
Yeah. Quit screwing with my treasured memories.
They are, speaking of which, they're actually going to re-show the original unredacted Star Wars.
Does it exist? Because
Yes.
George Lucas
No, this is the one before he went back in and fucked it up.
boinked it off fare thee well.
Yeah.
Oh. Please tell me that somebody's running a con on me and they're not redoing the Harry Potter series.
Oh God, no.
Apparently, they're reshooting the Harry Potter series for the next generation. That's the rumor I hear. That's why. Why?
I thought it was Lord of the Rings that they were redoing.
They're doing that too, but apparently they're redoing the Harry Potter series.
With Colbert writing one of the frigging scripts.
What?
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert?
Yeah.
Colbert?
Colbert is apparently writing one of the scripts.
I didn't realize he was a scriptwriter.
I didn't either. HBO with a black snake. Yeah, probably.
Oh, HBO. Well, I won't have to worry about that then.
Yeah. God.
Now a TV show. Okay, TV show. All right.
Yeah.
That's still
won't bother me.
No, I'm not gonna. We have DVDs of Harry Potter. We'll just watch those.
Yeah.
The animated Firefly I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. If we ever get a chance to see it. That's one that's long overdue.
Yeah, it is. And to be quite honest, I like the fact they're doing an animated series. One, that way we can get the full scope of the science fiction oeuvre Firefly without having to pay for the sets and CGI.
Yeah.
Because it is a fascinating world. It's just the sets and the CGI required to display that fascinating world are hella expensive. And plus, we can take 20 years off the ages of the actors.
Yeah.
If we're doing animated.
Oh, speaking of which, Terry Brooks is not going to make LibertyCon.
I heard that.
So guess who's coming in his place? SM Sterling.
This is a lovely Pepsi. All right, I'm gonna have to go off a rant here. SM Sterling used to be one of my heroes. He did. Peshawar Lancers is.
Yeah.
I read the Peshawar Lancers. Did a review of it on my blog, and he actually showed up the comments, which just tickled me pink. Man was a hero of mine. And then during 2020, he stated that anybody that didn't take the COVID vaccination should be dragged out of their houses, held down by cops, either take the vaccination or get shot.
Yep.
He's not one of my heroes anymore. You should never meet your heroes, and you probably shouldn't follow your heroes on Facebook either, because that was a disappointment.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see his reception when he gets there.
Oh, I'm sure. LibertyCon is a genteel con, and they'll treat him well.
Yeah.
They're cordial. They'll treat him well. It's just that, and I won't be rude to him. I'm not going to make LibertyCon's my home con. I'm not going to make things awkward for Brandy. It's just that he was a hero of mine, and he no longer is. So I won't be chasing him down or anything like waiting in line for his autograph or anything like that. I would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I realized he lost his wife, and he was probably in a really weird headspace.
Yep.
Somebody that high profile stating that you should be dragged out of your house by the cops and either give a choice of getting the shot or being shot, just
there's no excuse for that.
Doesn't sit right with me.
Oh, interesting. Richard says Devin Erickson has his audio for his book on Sound Booth Theater.
Oh, sweet.
For those that don't know, Devin Erickson is a friend of Larry's. He's actually a sculptor. And he is the one that did the sculpture. I can say that word. Of the.
I think you're thinking of a different person.
No, I'm not.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've met him. So have you.
I know I've met him several times.
And you've seen his statues. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Minor digression why I approve something. Oops, that ain't him.
I didn't realize when I met him, he didn't have pink hair.
Oh, come on. That is not the one I want.
I'll bet that sucks. Apparently, there was a school shooter named Devin Erickson. I bet that sucks. Put author, Devin Erickson dash author. Yeah, there it is. Yep, that's him.
Yep. Anyway, good people.
I like him. Jim thinks so. I don't know. Either ways, I don't. It's irrelevant. Either way is good. Devin's good people, and he goes off on these well thought out Twitter rants. Really well thought out. But he drives the blue hairs nuts.
Yeah.
Rick says, "Bet me Brennan's gone fully bug nuts." That's been coming. He's always been fully bug nuts. He just hit it a lot better than.
Well, when he got called out for his PhD bullshit.
What PhD bullshit?
Oh, he was ranting about how he was, he was a PhD. So he was much more knowledgeable than anybody else.
And I'm sure if you've never met a PhD, that is really, really impressive.
Yeah.
Those of us that have had to chaperone PhDs, and I use the word chaperone quite deliberately.
Herd fucking cats.
Retarded cats.
Yes.
It's like herding orange cats, and it's not their day for the brain cell. I'm a PhD. If you've ever had to wrangle PhDs, it's not all that friggin' impressive. It really isn't.
They know, as a friend of mine who is a multi-PhD said, he knows everything there is to know about one cosmic little piece of shit that nobody else in the world cared about other than him and his thesis advisor. Yeah.
Yep.
And if you go back and look at what Brenn's PhD was in, it's an esoteric piece of science that nobody else cares about.
I said, I've had wrangle PhDs before. I'm just, yay. You've got a PhD. Good for you, little guy.
I had a PhD that I had to throw off the boat before another PhD killed him. I had a second PhD who twice, not once, but twice, stepped into a live coil of rope on the back of a ship while we were deploying assets.
We had somebody, I forget this guy's name because it was either forget it or hold him underwater until bubbling stopped. PhD from University of Texas. There actually was a couple of them, and a whole bunch of grad students were studying grasshopper mice in the Eastern Panhandle. And everything went blue. I hate it when that happens. Anyway, they showed up in Bug Scuffle to study the grasshopper mouse, which I did not realize was that thick on the ground in Bug Scuffle. And about 24 hours later, Sheriff said, "Ian, make sure they don't disappear or die badly." So I had to take care of little shits. And I love me some grasshopper mice. I'm still cheesed off that whoever named them grasshopper mice missed out wolf mouse or werewolf mouse.
Yeah.
Because I'm here to tell you, shepherding those PhDs and their graduates around while studying the grasshopper mouse, I like that little darling's great.
Yeah.
That's a vicious little shit that gives no fucks. I love the grasshopper mouse.
Yeah. Rick's comment is very appropriate. Their knowledge is miles deep and angstroms wide.
Yeah. Very, very, as for instance, these two folks knew probably as much as there was to know about the grasshopper mouse and nothing at all about rattlesnakes.
Yeah. Tom says, almost as bad as an E4 with a master's degree. I'm sure your mama's proud. Pick up that mop.
Pick that mop back up. Yeah, no kidding.
We had one in VP4. the YN3 named Yee. YN3 Yee, this is back in the early 70s, got to avoid the draft, came in the Navy, working on his PhD in psychology.
Yay. It's worse than grasshopper mice.
So he came in the Navy to work on his PhD, which was the effect of military structure on young males. The skipper grabbed his ass and made him his yeoman.
Oh, yay.
Well, I mean, the skipper had the right idea, because every time he had a problem with one of the sailors, "Ye, get in here," and they would talk back and forth about what could be done and what was appropriate. So effectively, the YN3 was counseling the commanding officer on what to do with the troops, because the YN3 knew what he was talking about. But I have to admit, Skipper Mesty was impressive as a CO. He knew every person in the squadron by name, by face. He knew their wives, their kids' names.
Not biblically.
No. And most of the girlfriends, if they were girlfriends, longer than about 3 months.
That is impressive.
And we
Well
ended
done.
up working for the same company years later. And I asked him, I said, "How the hell did you do that?" And he kind of sighed and he said, "Well, I started when I was XO, personally reviewing every man's record and making it a point to associate that record with that person and making sure I got around all the spaces." And I went, "Yeah, I remember that." Probably one of the best COs I had. He he also became rather infamous for hanging up on the National Command Authority once.
That tends to be a career limiting event.
Yeah. Well, we were in the middle of the Mayaguez operation, and we had just landed and were calling back to the Philippines. So unbeknownst to us, he was on the phone in the TOC with the NCA when we called in. And he wanted to talk to us and inadvertently disconnected from the NCA.
Oh, wow. That's okay. That's different.
So he effectively hung up on the NCA,
NCA being
National Command Authority.
the National Command Authority is who you think it is.
Yeah. So, he got a report and then called back in and went, "Oh, I had an update." And they kind of went, "You hung up on us." "Yeah, sorry about that."
Thank you. Yes, I did.
He ended up making captain, so he made 06 out of it. But good guy. Smart. Oh my God, he was smart. Yeah, Speaker's a good example of PhD used right.
Well, Speaker is the exception that proves the rule.
Yeah.
I've known the PhDs I've known that actually were worth a damn. Generally, Walt never used the term doctor.
Yeah.
It's like Speaker walked up to me at LibertyCon and said, "I'm Rob. Let's talk."
Yeah.
That's a PhD who gives a damn. When they walk up, "You will address me as Dr. So-and-so." I will. Huh. That's odd.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave King was another one that was that way. He said the only time he ever used doctor was when he went to the doctor, medical doctor, and the doctor wanted to be addressed as doctor. And he said, "Fine, you can call me doctor too, because I'm a PhD." Chuck Gannon's another good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
"Hi, I'm Chuck." That's how you tell it's a good. Yeah.
And Travis Taylor's a third one.
You know Travis had a PhD.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Les Johnson. That's another one.
Yeah.
Stephanie Osborne.
I like Stephanie.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
She's
Good
crazy.
people.
It's crazy, but good people.
Yeah.
She's
Now I've got a whole another list that's not so good. There are, Just to go back to computers for a second. The other thing, yes, I know why you have a angled mark across the top of your deck of cards. Dr. Jill, read between the lines. Yes, Steph rocks. Yes, she does. But how many people remember writing auto exec bats and config sys when you needed to change something? I'm sure there are a few old farts on the chat that have done that once or
Ian
twice.
drag knuckles. Ian not know how Magic Elf Box work. Ian do good keep knuckles off carpet.
Yeah. Oh, Padre, that reminds me. I have to ask, since you are active duty, or I assume so. What do you think of Hex's decision to make chaplains no longer have a rank on while they're in the field, or period? That they are strictly as chaplains.
I don't know what the hullabaloo about it is. I'm sure Padre will have thoughts. I don't, quite honestly, I don't see an issue either way, because when I had to go see the chaplain, I didn't notice the rank. I just saw that the silver cross. Rank didn't, for chaplain, rank didn't. I couldn't tell you what rank the chaplains I knew were, quite honestly.
Yeah, they are not in the chain of command. That is correct. And that's one of the problems that I remember hearing about from chaplains at Fort Jackson. The fact that in certain circumstances, the chaplain was junior to a combatant commander and basically got told to get the hell out. Not allowed to do his job.
Oh, that gets sticky.
Yeah.
That's a stupid commander.
Yeah.
That's a really dumb commander.
Yeah, they do not live in the same hemisphere as the chain of command. That is correct. The Navy has always treated chaplains as their own entity. And most people that I knew,
Quite honestly, I think chaplains ought to fall in the warrant officer sphere.
it depends. Yeah, Tom, most of the chaplains had done something else before they became a chaplain. Yeah, Rick, that is sadly true, and that's more a function of the religion.
Okay, what Rick is saying is, had a chaplain major try to pull rank on my second lieutenant wife when we were looking to get married on the base chapel. I'm not sure how that works, because he's not pulling rank. He was higher ranked than she was.
Well, the whole thing is, in certain religions, you have to be quote unquote counseled before you can get married. And if you go ask to use the post chapel, the chaplain does not have to give you permission unless you go through the counseling, depending on the religion.
Okay.
Because we ran into that at Mather when Jim Seegers, who was a W4, decided to get married out there. And the 06 had to get involved to get us use of the chapel. So yeah, it does happen. Thanks, Padre. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Rank only matters to three things: how much I can get paid, how I can work, and how big a shield I can bring for my guys. Yeah.
Good chaplain.
Yep.
I had my ass saved a couple of times by the chaplain.
Yeah.
Ian, why did you need your ass saved? Have you met me? I had a chaplain flew live for me one time. It was glorious. Um,
Now, Richard, I can't say I know him.
I did something. I think it was when I was grading fish at Belton, at Lake Belton, but it might have been something completely different. I forget. I had somebody coming looking for me because I was strongly suspected. I was the leading suspect for whatever miscreant bullshit had been going on. I was the number one suspect. I'm not even.
In other
sure.
words, you were guilty as hell.
I'm not even. It's far enough back. I'm not even sure I actually did it. But I was doing something else, probably involving the sergeant major's daughter. And when they came look for me, chaplain swore I'd been helping him all day. I hadn't.
I had a Baptist preacher who was a chaplain, got out, and he would show up on Wednesday night and drink beer with us. But he told some stories. He lived back and forth between the small boys, and he said that was the hardest praying he ever did. He said, I knew aviators were crazy. I didn't realize how crazy they really were. And he told a story of getting choppered off of a small boy into Vietnam right at the tail end. And he was wondering why he got choppered off on a Friday. And got up to this fire base, and the Jewish first sergeant said, "We're glad to see you, sir." And he went, "Why am I here?" "Well, we needed somebody to conduct the services tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday." "Oh, we're Jewish, sir."
Saturday.
Huh. So he got up there and he got up in front of them and went, "Well, this is going to be interesting because I'm Baptist. So if y'all will tell me what I'm supposed to do."
We had a Catholic. We had a couple, like you usually do. The one we had was Catholic. I was very fond of that man. You did not want to play against him in spades or dominoes.
Yeah.
He was a cutthroat spades player. Whoo! He was a cutthroat spades player, and he had a fondness for Shiner.
Oh yeah.
He would. I know he was an officer. He had rank of some kind, but half the time you'd see him over with the sergeants at the end of a field exercise drinking beer.
Yeah. Tom says,
Missed it.
Wife's uncle was a Jesuit. He used to hold poker nights at rectories with politicians and other criminals. He was just checking out his information network, Tom.
No kidding. I'm not Catholic, but I much prefer the Catholic chaplains. They're a lot less wrapped around the axle about some stuff. Like I said, I don't remember that guy's name. He was Catholic at Fort Hood, and he would play spades with the junior enlisted. And when everything was done and we were having that beer to celebrate everything being done, look around and Chappie would be in the line.
Yeah. Padre, that had to be interesting.
Yeah.
Pagan and Jewish services in Kuwait last deployment.
Yeah.
Jewish, I could see. Pagan could be interesting.
No, the Roman Catholic guy filled in for everybody.
Yeah. A friend of ours is Wiccan, and she's got some interesting beliefs.
We have a lot of pagan and heathen folks.
Yep. Yeah, that there was an episode of MASH that went into that same thing. Padre showing up for range qualifiers. Yeah. Well, the Durant's co-pilot from Mogadishu in '93, Black Hawk Down, went through chaplain school.
After that, I would have too.
Yeah. So he's now a Army chaplain, or was.
After that mess, I
Yeah.
probably would have too. But that sort of thing will definitely get you closer to your religion.
Yeah. Yeah, Joel, that could be interesting. Navy chaplain,
Hmm?
counseling a Sartu
Is
fellow.
that true? Yeah. Bearing in mind, the statue started in Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
So,
And they're still here.
yeah. Well, what's his nuts isn't, but
Yeah.
it got started here. So, Pat, I forget what the hell his name is. Met him once. Not a fan.
Yes, it started here. Yeah.
I don't know that our chaplain ever had. We didn't have many Sikhs. We didn't have any Sikhs that I know of. It would be interesting to see a Catholic chaplain conducting Sikh services. It really would. Not interesting in a bad way, just interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Most chaplains do know their weapons.
A lot of them weren't always chaplains.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to look at the fruit salad. And
Which they
you,
don't wear most of the time.
Yeah. Or they wear the top three and everybody's going, huh? Wait a minute.
How much, if I could find a local priest that had been an army chaplain, I might go back to church. Probably not, but
Yeah. Yeah, differs. That's going to happen.
oh, I'm sorry.
Best friend was murdered by a fiance and Minot, and he told you to get over it. Ooh. Yeah, that's
Somebody needs to be struck off.
Yeah.
So, have we got anything else to talk about?
Yeah.
All right, lead on.
Hum a few bars and I'll fake it. Yeah. That's about the size of it. The other thing that's interesting is Meta and Google and YouTube have all taken it in the shorts pretty heavily the last couple of days. Yeah. Arizona, $335 million fine. LA yesterday, $3 million.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they getting fined for? Being ass weasels?
Basically, yes.
Okay, good. I
Uh,
approve this message.
addiction of a child girl from the time she was 9. Had to be counseled not to commit suicide.
Oh,
So over 10 years of basically immersion in Facebook, Google live stream or YouTube.
and here we are.
The the basic award's $3.5 million. The jury was going back in to look at compensatory damages
Oh,
or cumulative damages.
I'll give him the shorts.
Well, interesting thing. I was listening to one of the judicial scholars last night, and he was saying that anything up to 10 times the basic damage is pretty much acceptable as compensatory damages.
Okay.
Anything over that is setting it up to get thrown out. And he said what they were afraid of was that the jurors were going to look at Meta and Google and YouTube
They can afford it.
and go, oh, they can afford anything we want to assign them.
Mm.
And he said it might come down to the judge reducing the compensatory damages. Yeah, SCOTUS Rule 9 and 0 shows just how stupid the original liability ruling was. Yeah.
Ouch.
The parents apparently did not know she was addicted, Rick. This is one of those. I mean, as kids, we were reading books under blankets with a flashlight, for God's sakes.
If you give your children a smartphone, they'll be
Yeah.
doom scrolling under the blankets, just like we were reading
Yeah.
Edgar Rice Burroughs. Only ours was a hell of a lot more healthier.
Yeah. Well, other than certain horror books, but that's beside the point.
The reasons I dislike Stephen King is I read one of his books.
His endings never matched the fucking rest of the book.
That's because he was coming out of his cocaine buzz, and man can only write when he's blitzed out of his brain on cocaine.
Yeah. Hell, I couldn't even put a coherent sentence together when I was on tramadol, much less anything else. Yeah. Padre, most of us would rather our daughters read under the blanket. Yeah.
Well, yes. Not doom scroll. Doom scroll is bad for everyone. I don't care who you are. Doom scroll is bad.
Punitive damages. Sorry, Sir Brash, you are correct. I am wrong. Punitive damages. Anyway, not more than 10 times the basic damages was what the jurist was saying.
Oh, and I understand that Ukraine got all sorts of feisty and hit St. Petersburg last night.
Yeah.
Set the refinery on fire.
Yep.
Killed 40% of Russia's oil exports.
Yep. There. Well, Russia's lost a generation of males now and working on the second generation.
You're no kidding. Apparently now this is from the Ukrainians, so take it with a grain of salt. Apparently they are running a frontline outfit. I don't know if it's a company or battalion. With at least half of it is ground drones.
Yeah.
And again, apparently they're stacking some Russian bodies.
Yep. Yeah, Tom, the refinery is about an hour's drive northwest of St. Petersburg. It's definitely a long reach.
Yeah.
Which brings up another point. Apparently, somebody let something slip, quote unquote,
Oh, God.
with the Iranians. They had apparently fired a test missile into Siberia from Iran
When?
within the last year with the Russians' permission.
Really?
So,
A shocked face. Let me show you it.
that whole 2,000-kilometer limit always has been bullshit.
We knew that.
Yeah. Well, we knew that, but everybody else was going, oh, well, they can't reach anywhere important. Well, guess what, folks? All of Europe is now a target.
Well, and
All of Europe.
one of the things is they've lied. The mullahs lie. They lie on purpose. They lie accidentally. They lie. Everything they do is a lie. So this, coming out of the administration, they have promised not to do any more nukes.
Yeah.
Are you seriously falling for that bullshit?
There are two words that are used to describe that, and I'm
Bullshit?
no, just drew a blank on it. Two words in the Quran.
Oh, yeah. It's a word for deliberately lying to.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, the administration or the right wing media saying, "Oh, Trump has secured a promise from Iran not to seek nukes." Seriously, you can't be that damn dumb. Koran.
Is it K-O or K-Y?
Koran.
Oh.
Not Korean. It's Takia. It's Takia.
Takia. Taqiyyya.
Which is an approximate because translating
Deliberate ambiguity.
words or letters from Arabic into English is an iffy proposition at best.
Yeah. So they can lie without outright lying. Yeah. Since we're all infidels, that doesn't make any difference to them.
Some of us more than others.
Yeah, Padre, that's another one. The Dome of the Rock was apparently targeted.
Oh, Charlie was damn sure hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, not don't know if it's targeted or not. We won't. The guy that probably did it, unless your Ouija board is working better than mine.
Yeah.
We will never know if it was actually targeted because
he's dead.
Ouija board. But regardless, they hit it.
Yeah. There is some question amongst a certain group as to whether or not it's time to go take out Mecca.
Well, that's a complex subject.
Yes, it is. But it's literally now being mentioned.
Now, Bubba Man is correct. He says, Ian, we're pagans. They hate us more than infidels. He is correct.
Yeah.
He's very correct. And boy, howdy. If you happen to be heathen over there, you feel it.
Yeah.
That is complicated. What every major religion outside of Islam has had that has made the vast majority of organized religions tolerable is every one of them has gone through Reformation.
Yep.
Every one of them has had, we need to pump the brakes on this happy horse shit.
Yeah.
Islam has not. And I'm not sure how to drive a reform, a system-wide reform in Islam. As far as targeting Mecca, that is not just an essay, that's a paper.
Yeah.
There are, as with anything else in real life, there are good points and bad points, and quite honestly, I fear that the bad points may outweigh the good points.
Yeah, but it is now bubbling up in the discussion, which is a huge, huge change.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever heard it actually being mentioned.
Yeah. Man, it's
yeah, Kermit. It's, you can't reform Islam. It's been corrupted since its inception.
Everything can be reformed.
Yeah.
In order to reform, the majority of folks that it affects have to want the reform.
Yeah.
And the majority of Muslims don't want. They don't see a problem. And that's one of the issues is they don't see a problem with it.
Well, Shia, Sunni, Wahhabist, 12th Imam, Salafi,
Sufi. There are
7, 8, 9 sects in Islam. No two of them can agree on anything other than jihad.
Well, hell, they can't even agree on that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And I'm really starting. I used to always live and let live when it came to Islam. I'm tending to not be that way anymore.
Yeah.
Some idiot female mayor of Chicago, I don't know, some idiot female mayor or governor up in the north or northeast of the U.S. Celebrated the end of Ramadan by wearing hijab. And
was that the new female governor of New Jersey?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't. Up that way somewhere, in some blue state. It's either blue state or blue city. She celebrated the end of Ramadan by associating with
New Jersey.
New Jersey. wearing hijab and going to the traditional feast. I have, for those who've known me for a while, I have major issues with hijab. And I realize, and at one time, it's optional. The woman's free to wear it if she chooses or not. And the governor was definitely free to choose to wear it or not. Nobody was forcing her to wear hijab. That is not the case with the majority of Islamic women. They are not allowed the option. And not only that, but non-Muslim females in Muslim countries where the Quran doesn't even apply to them,
Yep.
do not have the option of not wearing hijab, which annoys the crap out of me. And so
American military females.
you're hip. And when it's not optional, yeah. I am so lonely, so lonely. Anyway, if it's not optional, I do not agree with it, because there are a shit ton of women who have been blinded, burned, beaten up, raped, and killed because they weren't wearing hijab. So that does not make it voluntary or optional. And I get a reaction of shit on occasion because I see no issue with Christian women covering their hair in church. And I've been called multiple things, everything except a white boy. My issue on that is if a Christian woman goes in a church and doesn't cover her hair, and at churches that require it, nobody throws acid in her face. Nobody beats her with sticks or takes her out for an educational rape. That's the difference. The hijab, the non-wearing the hijab in a bunch of places has Iran has resulted in women being permanently scarred with acid. So big issues to that. And 20 years ago, I wouldn't have minded. Now I've got issues with it. I do not like the hijab. And my libertarian ass actually sees I hate to say that I'm all for a law saying no hijab, but it wouldn't bother me all that much. It's I damn sure don't like the full niqab on the driver's license photos. New York. Speaking as law enforcement, ex-retired law enforcement, ex-law enforcement, when I get a fucking New York driver's license and it is a black oval with a white stripe with a couple of eyes in it right across here, that is not valid photo ID. It's a First Amendment right. Don't care. That's not valid photo ID. Don't do that shit. So what? I'm not following that shit. But the optional wearing of hijab is not really optional in some places, and if it's not optional, it's compelled, and that rubs my fur the wrong way. Don't compel me to do anything that's not in your purview to do. Just don't. It can't be ID if it doesn't know exactly. I have actually held a New York ID card, wasn't a driver's license, because apparently she couldn't get a driver's license or wasn't allowed to. It was a New York ID card, and she was in a full. I mean, she was black from here to here in the picture with just her eyes showing. That is state ID. No, it's not. No, it's not. If I can't use it to identify you, no, it's not ID. Although I do love the fact that prior to us rampaging through Afghanistan with all 4 feet, a Afghan religious cop saw a woman in a blue chador that he didn't think was she did something he didn't like. So he cracked her on the ankle with his stick. And she went, "Oh, you motherfucker," and shot him twice with a silenced pistol and legged it through the crowd and turned into one more blue chador in a market full of blue chadors.
Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. It was a VA, so I had to take that call. Yeah. Another fucking appointment.
Yay for appointments.
Yeah.
I don't know what Richard Hopkins is up to.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, so I went off on a rant about key shops, so
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Well, I remember when we were first putting females into Saudi, and they were told they could not go off base. They were not allowed to drive. And it went downhill from there.
Yeah.
So they started sending out convoys with female drivers with no hijab, no face cover, no nothing.
I hope
And-
they had a truckload of knuckle draggers.
Oh, they did. And first time the Saudis tried to stop them, the knuckle draggers got out of the back of the truck, armed up, and got rather pointed. And right after that, all of a sudden things changed.
I was personally fond of Queen Elizabeth II.
Yeah.
I not as the queen of half the world, or I didn't want her. I didn't worship her or want her to take over. But I was personally quite fond of Elizabeth II, mainly because she was quite vocal about the happiest time of her life was as a housewife in Valletta, Malta. She would wax at length about that. But one of the reasons I was very fond of that little woman was the fact that she was a truck driver in World War II.
Yeah.
Which is secondary.
Maintainer and driver.
And maintainer and driver. And there is a very, very famous incident where the king of Saudi Arabia showed up. And Liz II stuck his ass in the shotgun seat and went tearing off across the countryside.
Yeah.
And apparently terrified the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I will always love that little thing for that.
One other story about Saudi. There's this little company called Aramco over there. And they built compounds. This goes back, God, 50 years. And they were basically an small American town inside Saudi Arabia. And they were called a compound for a reason. The American women were not allowed to leave the compound.
I have grown up in compounds all over the Middle East.
And there was a saying, and this is an oil field saying, it's time to hang the curtains.
But you've been there long enough.
And as soon as you hang the curtains, you move.
Yep. Sir Brass is very fond of Elizabeth II. Charles, though neutral. I am neutral on that whole bunch.
Yeah.
Neutral to downright irritated with. I say I was very, very fond of Elizabeth II. Her offspring and grand offspring
Yeah,
could have gone into a sack and over the bridge.
it will be what it will be.
Yeah, yeah.
England has pretty much cut themselves
Screw
off.
it. Screw it.
But anyway, Aramco, in their infinite wisdom, the wives would never hang the last curtain.
Nope.
Because that meant it was time to go.
As soon as you're on the last one,
Yeah.
time to go somewhere else.
The fun part, friend of our mutual friend, was the number 2 guy in Aramco when I was bouncing in and out of that part of the world back in 2010. And technically there is a prince that runs Aramco.
It's in Saudi. Prince runs everything.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I think it's written in their law.
One of your lodge brothers spent a lot of time. Father was the king's pilot. Yeah, that is typical. Brian, what will happen is his father was never actually the king's pilot. He was the king's co-pilot.
Who actually did the flying?
He actually did the flying,
Yeah.
but one of the other princes was the pilot. Anyway, same thing happens in the oil business. So the number 2 guy is always an American. And Rick was the American in charge for about 8 years, left and got quote unquote invited to come back and fix it. Ross Tour specifically, back around 2007, 2008. So he went in and made a bunch of changes, got things straightened out, got a bunch of Saudis fired, which is hard to do in Saudi Arabia.
Kidding.
But they were welders that were not doing their job, and had put the entire refinery in serious condition. So he came over and met us in Bahrain a couple of times. And he showed up in a up-armored Yukon with bodyguards. And it's like, damn, man, what the hell is this? Yeah. He said, they're trying to kill me again.
My
I
dad,
said, what does your wife think? She stayed in Virginia.
smart. My dad, when we were in Abu Dhabi, my dad was at was been loaned to a company called ADCAP, ADCAP.
Yeah.
Which, if I remember right, was Abu Dhabi Chemicals and Petroleum, but don't quote me on that. And since it was the Emirates, Abu Dhabi, one of Zayed's kids or nephews or cousins or brothers or what the fuck ever was the putative head of ADCAP. And then my dad was the American that actually made it run. And that was Abu Dhabi was interesting.
Yeah. So Rick lasted about 2012 and bailed out, as he said, for the final fucking time. And I forget who he said they brought in, some guy out of Houston who was single. So he was madcap at the ADCAP.
Like I said, there was somebody with a royal headdress was the boss of ADCAP. My dad was the one that actually made the thing run. And then I think ADCAP was dissolved right after the whole Iranian 79 bullshit, and we had to come back here. Boy, that was disappointing.
Yeah.
I came here from Abu Dhabi, and I'm here to tell you America in 79 was not what I'd been promised by Louis L'Amour novels.
Yeah. Books.
We have some. John Van Stry, under his John Strivant name, has a new book out.
How to Be a Werewolf.
How to Be a Werewolf. And you'll find it be interesting because he set it in Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
The whole thing is set in Wichita Falls. And I actually drove him around showing him the sights. And there are some thinly disguised characters.
Yeah.
In his John Van Stry's going to be a friggin' trilogy. Give me a 5-book trilogy.
At least a trilogy.
Yeah, it'll be a 5-book trilogy. And it's set in Wichita Falls. So if you're fond of Life on Blanket Fort, you might want to buy that book because some of the stuff we talk about is in that book.
Yep. Racketeer Press has got Mad Science Bits and Pieces. Anthology number 73.
Yep. Dave Freer is the editor on that one. And then we got Pogue 2 coming out.
It's already out.
Yeah, it is. Disregard.
There are quite a few books out, folks. Plenty of folks to go read. And Redshirted Ian and who else? Yeah, as Wayne says, for certain definition of sites.
I showed him a lot.
Also, some of it takes place in Electra.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Yes, Wayne. John's probably going to be chasing you down, by the way, because I think the next book, the second book that he's writing, is primarily set in Electra. And he said, "You know anybody?" Because he knows how I feel about Electra.
Yeah.
"You know anybody?" I said, "Wayne." He went, "The Wayne that comes?" "Yeah, that Wayne." "Okay."
Yeah.
So
Yes, Rick, I'm working on RimWorld. I can only write so fast.
he actually, if y'all have read the Bad Night in Fallstown short story I
Yeah.
did for one of Jim Santos.
It's got your characters are in John's book. Yeah.
Yeah, he borrowed the Fox Shamans for bit pieces in the book. How much did he burn down? You have to talk to him about that. I think he's still in the middle of writing it.
Yeah.
All of it.
We do borrow characters back and forth. We do occasionally use characters thinly disguised.
One, there is a feature of Electra that you see when you're driving down 27. It's the cemetery, and it makes Rita giggle every time we drive by because it's the Dick Sparks Cemetery.
Yeah.
So I was talking to John, and I told him, "Yeah, Magnus Papa Gumbo will be." Anyway, I was telling John about the Dick Sparks Cemetery. He thought I was kidding.
Yeah, that's in the book. Speaking of writing, Ian, you have mail.
Yay!
And on that news, folks, we've wasted, over an hour of your time.
Good Lord.
Thank you very much for sticking with us today. I apologize again for my voice today, but damn, the ragweed pollen, Arizona landmass that has come through in the last
No
24
kidding.
hours.
Apparently, it's already if you listen to Tom Roggenby, it's already through to Louisville.
Yeah. Well, at 40 knots, yeah, I can believe that shit.
Hell, it's probably out over the Atlantic by now.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. Kermit, trust me, I do not sound normal today. Sound like I got a frog in my throat. Anyway, folks, it's Thursday, so weekend is coming up. Be safe, have fun, and depending on where you are, stay warm or stay cool. We're going to be back in the friggin' 60s this weekend.
Yes. And if the tree bukkake would lay off, I'd be quite pleased.
Yeah. No, Dick Sparks is not the maternity ward at the hospital. Padre, really? Remember, folks, don't pet the sweaty stuff. Don't sweat the petty stuff.
Y'all be safe.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.